everybody, ScootFish here, and welcome back to the Pokevlog. As we all know, Gen 3 has been hyping a lot in everyone's minds because of the fact that it has been put in the game's code. But there's things we need to do in preparation before Gen 3 drops, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So as you guys can tell, we're not just talking about Gen 3 today. We're actually going to be talking about Generation 4 as well. And I'm sure you're all wondering, well, Scoot, why are we going to be talking about Generation 4? That's a whole nother possibly year away, especially considering we're probably going to be waiting on Generation 3. Well, the fact of the matter is that when it comes to Generation 4, there's a bunch of evolutions coming, and there aren't a bunch of evolutions coming in Generation 3. Generation 3 is pretty much just new Pokemon, and it includes two baby Pokemon, actually, which is Azurill and Wynot. So, really, any preparation to do as far as candies are going to be for Generation 4. And with Generation 3 being out, all said candies are going to be even harder to acquire because of the fact there's a larger pool of Pokemon that you're having to basically RNG on the spawns and hope for something good, or whatever factor may be going on with events, yada yada. Regardless, there are a bunch of badass evolutions that we need to have those candies for, and it's a lot easier to get them now. So, we're going to talk about Generation 4 a little bit first, and then talk about Generation 3 prep. Okay, so I'm going to go over a list of Pokemon that you can get the candies for now to power up and get ready for Generation 4. Starting off with Magnemite. Now, I want to tell my people around here that I believe Bayside Park in Acme is a Magnemite nest right now. So go ahead and get those candies because Magnemite is going to evolve from Magneton to Magnezone. So he's going to get that much more powerful, and he's not that great of an electric now. Besides the fact that we don't have a ton of good electric Pokemon, so definitely beneficial to save up the candies for. Now here's one a few you guys have probably been waiting on, Lickitung. Lickitun's been pretty well useless at this point and hasn't had any evolution. So, Generation 4, Lickitung becomes Licky Licky. So get those Lickitung candies while you can. And I don't know where any nests are for him right now or anything. I am actually planning on, assuming Mewtwo doesn't drop and things don't get crazy insane again and I have some time, planning on hunting some nests to find these Pokemon so that I can help you guys actually build those candies up for Gen 4 before the Generation 3 stuff happens and we ain't got no time. Now this is one I'm going to have a hard time with, Rhyhorn. Rhydon actually evolves into a Pokemon called Rhyperior, and that is going to be a beast because Rhydon already is a beast as it is. So to get those candies is going to be a tough one for me because I've already got 4 Rhydons. I power up my Rhydons pretty consistently because I'm doing a lot of the raids and they're useful, so gonna have to find a nest on that one. Now here's another Pokemon that has lacked any evolution so far, Tangela. Tangela is going to turn into Tangrowth, and I don't know exactly what the power is going to be when it comes to something like that, but Tangela has actually been slightly powerful Pokemon considering it's only been a single evolution. I've seen it in gyms, and I have some that can contend pretty well as gym defenders, but that's about it, I guess, when it comes to Tangela at the moment. But who knows? Tangrowth might change the game. Okay, so here's one that I'm actually pretty excited for. So as you guys know, I do have one Perfect IV Pokemon. I thought I had a couple other Perfect IV Pokemon, but I've been figuring out Appraisal much better and realize now that I've got some high IV Pokemon, but they're not perfect. But Electabuzz. Electabuzz actually turns into Electivire in Gen 3. So, Gen 4. God, I'm already mixing these ones up now. So, that means we're going to have another powerful electric on the team, especially the fact that I got one with Perfect IVs. And I've been pushing mine to the point that, well, it's kind of ridiculous to spend Stardust on. I don't do it all the time, but every once in a while when I've got a bunch and I'm feeling a little bit frisky, I throw some into my Electabuzz because I've almost got him over 2,000, which is pretty beastly for an Electabuzz, especially with Perfect IVs. Now here's one I'm sure a few of you guys are excited about because he's already a decently powerful Pokemon, Magmar. You want to be saving up on the Magby candies because Magmar turns into a Pokemon called Magmortar. And Magmortar is pretty tough in the main series game, actually. So, he's going to be pretty beastly when it comes to Gen 4 coming out. And who knows, we're probably going to have a combat system by the time that happens. Alright, so next is everyone's favorite evolution Pokemon, Eevee. Now, Eevee doesn't get any Generation 3 evolutions, which is kind of sucky and all, you know, whatever. But we can't expect them all the time. It'd be overdone. And that just saves us some more evolutions for Gen 4, which is Leafeon and Glaceon. Now, I'm assuming that they're going to have the trainers' names that they have in the main series TV show, just like it was with the other evolutions. So, save up them candies and try to be the first person to get that evolution done. I know I'm going to try to. Now, this one I'm not really so excited for. I still don't have his evolution for this generation, and I just don't see him being super useful. I've heard that he's beastly, but I don't ever see him used in the gym meta or anything like that. Porygon. So, Porygon 2 evolves into Porygon Z in Generation 4. So, get saving up the Porygon candies. He might be useful. So, one of our new baby Pokemon from Generation 2 is going to finally get another evolution when it comes to Generation 4. Togepi, which, as we all know, evolves into Togetic, evolves into Togekiss in Generation 4. So, get saving up on them cute little Pokemon candies. He does become a little bit more powerful. Now, here's one that I'm excited for a little bit, because I already have High IV saved up, like 3 or 4 with High IV saved up of this one. And it doesn't have an evolution yet. So, Apalm turns into Ambipalm in Generation 4. So I've already got a ton of candies because obviously we don't use them. And there's a couple more with Generation 4 coming as well that we don't evolve right now. Have those candies saving up and we'll probably be able to have a decent Pokemon when it comes to Gen 4. One of those Pokemon being Yanma. Yanma actually evolves into Yanmega when he gets into Gen 4, which I'm pretty excited about. I really enjoy bug monsters, so like Bug Digimon and Bug Pokemon are some of my favorites. They're more apt to look like monsters because bugs really aren't all cute and friendly anyway. So yeah, Yanma, save those candies up. So this one I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will be happy to hear about because we're all sick of catching them for no reason. They're not that cool Pokemon and they're just hard to catch normally. Murkrow. That's right. You're finally going to have a reason to have your Murkrows and all them candies and whatever you've got from them because Murkrow evolves into Honchkrow in Gen 4. So, finally a use for them. So another one that we probably have a bunch of, at least most of us do if you've been catching up everything for Stardust anyway. They are less common, so it's not as annoying as Murkrow, but Mischievous. Mischievous actually turns into, I'm gonna mess this up, Miss Magus? Or Miss Magus? I'm bad with this one. You guys know how I'm going to mess up more Pokemon names along the way as the older generations come. So yeah, Mischievous. Save on your Mischievous candies because she does evolve. So the next one's an underrated Pokemon I'm pretty excited for. A lot of people probably aren't, but I think he's pretty cool as a Pokemon anyway, and his evolution's pretty cool too. Gligar. Gligar actually gets an evolution called Gliscor. I might be saying it wrong. It's Gliscor, Gliscor in Generation 4. But yeah, make sure to save those Gligar candies up for him. Okay, for the last of the Pokemon that lack evolutions within Gen 2 and are getting some in Gen 4, we have Sneasel. Now, I'm also excited for this just because of the fact that I have some good IV'd Sneasels. I'm not so much a fan of the evolution as I am of Sneasel anyway, kind of like I am with Teddy Ursa, but still pretty cool. Weevil. Weasel will evolve into Weevil in Gen 4, and obviously become a little bit more useful. So, for those of you that just catch them all the time and are collecting them candies, there you go. So last but not least is a Pokemon that already has evolutions and has become useful for at least one of the legendaries. So, a little bit harder to have candies on and at least not as common within our area. Piloswine. Piloswine actually turns into Mamoswine in Gen 4. Mamoswine? Mamoswine. I said that one right. Anyway, that is going to do it for all the Pokemon you guys need to be trying to collect candies for before Generation 3 pops because it's going to get that much harder to do so. Now that we've got that over with, we can go over our Generation 3 prep. So with Gen 3 being practically around the corner in the sense of Pokemon Go time, I think it's a good idea for us to start prepping for it because you want to be able to level up as fast as you can and whatever else. We don't know what else is going to be coming with it, so preparation is the best thing that you can do. And the first thing I'm going to suggest for prep is coin. Try to save that coin up because of the fact that you just don't know what's going to come with it. So if you've got coin, it's easier to adapt. Okay, so the next note I want to hit on is just as important as coin, and that is rare candies. Now, a lot of people have the style of saving up rare candies for their legendaries so that they can power them up to be more competitive in the gyms and raids and stuff like that. And I totally get it. That makes sense. But if you're someone that needs to be getting the levels, then it definitely makes sense to save rare candies to help you fill those Pokédex slots out that much faster as you're running your lucky eggs and stuff. Speaking of lucky eggs, that's the next thing I was going to hit on. So, with Gen 3 popping, obviously there will be a lot more experience going around with all those Pokemon and stuff. So, first thing you're going to want to do is when Gen 3 pops, before you start catching anything, pop a lucky egg. Pop a lucky egg, go out, get a walk on, pop some lures down maybe, some incense, you know, all that good stuff to get them spawns rolling. And that's one other reason you're going to want to save up as much coin as you can, is so you can get that all going on. Now, if you're someone who bought up the legendary box raid pass things, stuff like that, you've probably got a bunch of lures. I definitely do. And then I've still got a bunch of incense even still from that, plus one of the box deals when they had balls in there and stuff back so many months ago or whatever. So, you'll definitely see that out of me, and I'll show you guys the best I can how fast you can level up when Gen 3 pops. So like I said, lures and incense and stuff, those are all things obviously you can also save coin for to acquire as well. But another thing will be incubators. Now, this one's going to be a little bit of a harder thing to time, right? Because you want to be able to get rid of your eggs that you already have that are going to be Gen 2 Pokemon when Gen 3 actually pops, so that you can get those eggs to start flowing and get on to those new evolutions and new Pokemon that much faster as well. So, like I said, just try to be saving up coin as much as you can because you don't know what to expect necessarily. And incubators, So the last but easiest bit of prep that I can think to do when it comes to Gen 3 is to just start stocking up on those berries and balls. And I say easiest lightly because of the fact that when it comes to keeping up on Stardust and gyms and stuff, you are going to be burning through those berries and balls. So, might be time to start dialing back just a little bit. A lot of us have our Pokemon that are going to be counters for either the legendaries coming up or Mewtwo already powered up, much less any legendaries coming up in the exclusives aside from Mewtwo. We don't necessarily know what to expect and prep for. I mean, we have a good idea as far as there only being 2 generations out, but we don't know what exactly they're going to drop. And it doesn't make sense to prep for stuff that we don't know is actually going to be put into games. So, definitely try to be saving up on them balls and berries if you guys can, because of the fact that that's just going to help you catch all those new Pokemon that much faster. Aside from that, that's pretty well all the prep work I can think of, you guys. Let's hope that Mewtwo spawns soon, because we are waiting. And remember, Gen 3 does not necessarily have to spawn anytime soon, go in the game anytime soon, just because it's in the code. We still don't have all of the stuff required in the code for it to happen. And with all this, I hope that you guys appreciate that there's a little bit of time still before Gen 3 would pop. If it does pop, I'll eat my words, because I'll be shitting bricks and ready to catch that shit up. So, if you guys found this all helpful and useful, make sure to hit a like button down below, comment, subscribe, you know, that YouTube stuff, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Peace.